Let's move on. Now let's get to the technology part of data visualization. There have been some questions around what technology is used best, what are the tools available in the market, and so forth. Let's take a look at how data visualization evolved over the last 5-6 years and what has caused it to come to a point where it has now become a big trend, and there is a lot of interest in data visualization in IT space as well as within business. As you see that over last couple of years, there has been a significant drop in the memory prices, a huge drop, right? Per MB cost has fallen like anything. The business users have started to get desktops which are as powerful as servers. The mobile devices are now as powerful as laptops. And you could see that with the advent of 64-bit operating systems, you are able to now access a huge amount of data in order of magnitude of terabyte, which could be directly addressed, and perhaps even more in future. That's what we are going to see, right? In-memory tools have mushroomed up like anything. Almost all data visualization tools that we see in the market use in-memory technologies heavily, right? You talk about Tableau, you talk about QlikView, the Spotfire. If you use the SAS or the IBM data visualization tools, all of them rely heavily on in-memory. So in a sense, the drop in prices, the vendors like QlikView and Tableau were sitting on the fence and waiting for the memory prices to drop. And as soon as they dropped, the adoption of data visualization tools went up the roof, where the tools are are far more cheaper than the commercial ones, and business could very quickly start using these tools in a very interactive and a self-service BI mode. It has cut down the time that it takes to create reports to a fraction, and that's basically caused a real big uptake on data visualization and tools like the Tableau and the QlikView and the Spotfires. Just to make a point, I've basically brought in the data of the last 3 years of Gartner's BI Magic Quadrant, and I'm sure you have seen that there's nothing new about it, but it would be interesting to see all them stacked together. So I thought that it would be good to create a data visualization out of Magic Quadrant itself. So at 2011, you can see that the traditional players were all upbeat. Microsoft, Oracle, MicroStrategy, IBM, top players. They were almost indispensable, the giants of the world. But something started to happen by 2012, and there is a bit of animation. I hope you could kind of see the animation as it happens. I'll just give it a time to settle down. You would see that in challenger space, you could start seeing the new faces, the Tableau, the Spotfires. The QlikView had already reached into the leaders quadrant, and interesting changes and dynamics started to happen in the market, right? By 2013, and again, let me wait till it settle down for you. You can see a whole shift in the BI space. You could see that Tableau, QlikView, Spotfire, all of them has reached the leaders quadrant, and some of the big giants, the big fives, have started to start dropping down in their position in the market, right? What is more interesting is, of course, I couldn't integrate this into my presentation because this is the latest Magic Quadrant, but you can see that the industry has completely changed. We are into a complete new order of world when it comes to a BI market, and you can see that Tableau, QlikView are at the top, and some of the strong players like Oracle have really gone down. MicroStrategy have gone down. Just waiting to see what's next, and if this big companies spin up and bring up their own products, and if they are able to catch up. But it's certainly a big disruption that's happening in the BI space. We could put this all together in terms of trying to in terms of understanding why the data visualization tools have suddenly become so popular. The uptake has become so popular. Business has started to like them a lot, and the Gartners of the world has acknowledged them as leaders over and above what traditional BI tools have to offer. And many of us that are there on the call, including myself, have been dabbling with BI tools. It's an interesting point where we'll have to quickly move to data visualization and understand the language of data visualization to make sense and to interpret and to represent data in a way that people can understand it in a very quick and a rapid manner. Let me move on to the next screen.